All you need to do is just slap in the preset and then you are good to go. But what I'm about to say now, for that preset to work well, you need to have this information. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching this video. My name is Luna, yeah, and I'm showing you how I mastered my song Mona Lisa, so you can learn something from that, right? Let's get straight to it. First of all, before we enter BandLab and start all the mastering, because at this point I've not mastered the song yet. At the point I'm making this video, I've not mastered the song yet. So I'm going to master the song right here for you guys before I post it, before I put it on all streaming platforms. So yeah, I'm just going to tell you guys all the whole ideas of everything you need to know about mastering that I'm going to implement in mastering this song right now. First of all, mastering is basically about volumes. We're talking about the volumes of the pitch and the volume. A lot of people don't really like, all these many explanation is how will I just do it? How will I just do it so that it will just work? Abi, I don't want all these many things. They're too much for my brain. So now with all that bullshit aside, let me tell you the real thing. If you want to master your song, first of all, you have to mix the song, right? Which is after you record your song, you put your presets and then make sure it sounds good in your ear. So after mixing your song, what mastering is merging everything together to form one good sounding song. That is mastering. To save all the mathematical equations and everything, I've already made the mastering preset that once you've already done the main thing you need to do before you master, all you need to do is just slap in the preset and then you are good to go. But what I'm about to say now, for that preset to work well, you need to have this information. So basically, when you want to master your song, you have to reduce the volume of every single thing that is in your song. You have to reduce the volume of all the tracks in your song so that they do not get too loud and start clipping. Now clipping is called distortion. When you loud volume too much, starts to sound somehow distorted in your ear. You have to reduce the volume to a certain point where it does not clip. You have to reduce it to a certain point where it will give space for the mastering to increase the volume back up to where it's supposed to be, and that space is what we call headroom. What is the importance of headroom? First of all, it's going to prevent clipping, which is the distortion I talked about. Second of all, it's going to afford room for processing, which is what I said, where the mastering is going to increase the volume back up to where you want it to be. And it also improves the final quality also. When you do this, it helps the mastering to give you the best that it can give you. So you have to do this if you want your song to sound really good. Now that we've said all that, which I pretty hope you understand, let's get straight into BandLab and start mastering this song. Said I'm under pressure, you carry tension, I touch you, go for another session, my pet up, I make you quiet. If you look at this part, you're going to see these tracks here. These are the mixing tracks. So these mixing tracks, if you turn down the knob, you would see the number is measured in dB. It's measured in dB. So this is what we are going to, work with. Now, for the stuff not to clip, we have to make sure that we measure it so that the loudest part of the song will not pass 6 dB. So it's not going to pass here, this 6 dB. The loudest part of the song is not going to pass 6 dB because we want to give it 6 dB headroom. Now, how are we going to know if this is like if we've gotten the headroom that we want for this song, right? We are going to use the master channel right here, which is this one under. This is like the part of them all when it comes to volume, right? So if we decrease this to the ending and you play, you're not going to hear anything. But when you increase it, you're going to hear something. So this is what we call the master volume. So I'm just going to, So here's what we want. We are making sure that when we are playing this song, because if we play the song now, notice how the master volume is. You see that it's hitting the red part. We don't want it to hit the red part at all. That is the reason why we are giving it this headroom. Because when it hits that red part, it shows that it is too loud for mastering. So we are going to make sure that we reduce everything in the mixing channel until we see that this master channel is not hitting the red part. So that's what we are going to do right here. So we are going to decrease everything, making sure that the dynamics is the same. So we are going to just use our brain and try to, reduce all the volumes. So we are taking this one to -6, taking this one here. Remember to look at how it was before you start reducing it. So it's still hitting that part, so we reduce again. We still have to reduce.
attention, I touch choir. Go for energy session, songs on my bed up and kitchen choir. Teach me energy lesson, cause I know they stand on my lecture. Girl, you know I'm an artist and an artist and a producer. Blocking, but she say the keys to I know they be the controller. Girl, I can be your slave if you come closer. So we are just going to come here and it's still hitting that part, so we still have some reducing to do. We just have to make sure that all the dynamics are, everything is alright. We are satisfied with what we have here. I said I'm under pressure, you carry tension, I touch choir. Go for energy session, songs on my bed up and kitchen choir. Teach me energy lesson, cause I know they stand on my lecture. Girl, you know I'm an artist and a producer. Blocking, but she say the keys to I know they be the controller. Girl, I can be your slave if you come closer. So now that we are done with this, let's go back and export it and then re-import it back and master it. So let's get into that. So we're going to wait for this to sync and we are going to download it. Now we can download it, I guess. So we're going to save that to files. And then we'll go back into the studio. So now we are back on BandLab. So I'm going to import. I'm going to import back our track, and then I'm going to separate it and I'm going to add the mastering preset. Now, if you want the preset that I'm going to use, if you want the mastering preset, if you want the mastering preset and you want all the presets that I use for this song, I already have them in a PDF file in the description, and when you get there, you see the price for it and you can get it for yourself. It's relatively cheap, I guess. So yeah. So at this point, the only thing that you need to do now, once you've already added the mastering preset, is to now determine how loud you want it to be. This time, forget about clipping, and forget about this. No, if it's too loud, it's going to clip. But what you need is a reference track, like a song that is already out. You have to listen to how loud it is, so that you will be able to, increase your volume so that it will be loud like that. You get. So I'm just going to off of vibe. I'm just going to increase this to 2.8 dB and listen to it. You come closer. So as you can see, I've increased the volume and it's sounding really crisp. And if you notice, the master volume is not still hitting that red, and I like it like that. I'm just going to keep it that way. I don't want it to hit the red because I feel it is going to be too loud. If it hits that red, then it's going to start clipping, which is the distortion I talked about. So I think you just have to keep it somewhere that is not too loud, but it's loud enough. Understand? And that's the reason why reference tracks are important. If you have like maybe Rema Calm Down or any other song, you just put it here and then you compare the volume and then you know what volume you are going for. So basically, that's all about mastering. It's just like two simple steps. First of all, you give it headroom. You decrease the volumes down to a point where it's not hitting that red part of your master track, so that it's not going to be too loud. Then all you need to do is just report it back, add your mastering preset, and then increase the volume to make sure that it's the volume that you want. So that is all it is about mastering.
Of course, you want to hear how the song being mastered sounds, right? That is the reason why you watched the video up to this point. And what you got from the video was a sped up version of the song that was mastered. Well, if you want to hear the full song, the song is out on all streaming platforms as at now. So all you need to do is just check the link in the description and you see the link to go and stream the song. So also, if you want to get the presets that I used for both the mixing and the mastering, I've already compiled them in a PDF file, and you can also get it there. They are relatively cheap. If you want to buy them, you can buy them. Okay, so most importantly, the song is out. Let me know if you want any other tutorials like this, because I'm thinking about making a tutorial on how to make beats, because I specialize in that aspect, but I don't really know if I can do that right now. Depends on how bad you guys want it. So the bottom line is stream my song, buy my presets, and have fun. All right. This is Luna's YouTube channel. This is Luna's music, and I'm all about fun, experiment and all these things. Besides, I'm doing all these things with BandLab. Isn't that experimental enough?